I have found my favorite place to take photographs in Japan. It's actually a small seaside town called Kamakura. It's only about an hour and a half by train. The first time I heard about this place was a few years back. I went there solely for the reason of taking this photograph. It's a famous train crossing in the opening of the anime Slam Dunk. If you watch some of my older videos, you know that I love anime photography or locations where real animes were shot or got their inspiration from. Previously, it was only a one-day trip, but as I was heading towards the spot and back, while I was looking outside of the train, I saw many opportunities for nice photographs. There were seasides, there were train crossings, and there were these really old Japanese-style houses that I can't really find in the city. So I made it my goal that someday I would return and spend more than just 1 or 2 days photographing the area. So if you're like me, you're tight on cash and you only care about photographs, I can recommend you this hostel. I was able to stay here. It's only a short walk from the beach and not too far from the station itself. I explored Kamakura for many days and it's a very beautiful surfer side town. You'll see many people passing by with surfboards on their hands. In fact, there were even custom bikes to carry the surfboards. I was quite surprised since I've never seen this kind of thing. But the best part was the photographs. There's very aesthetic looking pictures everywhere I went. In fact, I felt like I did not spend enough time there. And many of you may know that I really like trains. I think train crossings and trains are they really play towards the whole anime feeling of some of the photos I take. And one thing that really stood out to me was there was no lack of temples to explore. There were shrines in every location. There was just so much to capture that I feel like I need to go back yet again. Now, earlier in the video, I mentioned how I took a picture of the train crossing for Slam Dunk. However, I was not completely satisfied with the photo. It's also a very challenging picture to take because there are so many tourists that just get in the way, and it's really hard to nail the shot that I have in my mind with so many people getting in the way, so many cars, so much traffic. But luckily, since I was able to stay in Kamakura for a few days, I was able to capture an evening shot, the one I had in my mind with much more purplish tones. And I think this is the picture that I've been hunting for during my whole time. Not only that, but you're also able to catch some beautiful sunrise or sunsets with the sea and Mount Fuji in the background. It's probably not the best for night photography. You can still get some nice photos, but it's nothing like Shinjuku or Shibuya that you're more used to. Also, everything kind of closes much earlier than other places. That is one thing I noticed. However, it does have its merits, and while I do find it to be more of a daytime city to photograph, there are nice shots to be taken as night as well. Now I'm going to edit one of the pictures. As you can see from my Lightroom, I spent lots of time there trying to get the right photo. I decided to edit this one. Now, I took this with an infrared camera, so the colors are a little red. So I'm going to start off with the white balance. Now choose something that looks kind of white. From there, I like to increase the dynamic range. I used to increase the shadows all the way, but actually I like it much darker now. And I'm going to increase the whites. As before, press the letter J so you can see if it gets blown out too much. I include only a little bit of red. And same goes for the blacks. That looks okay to me. Personally, I like a little bit of purple hues in the sky. And since the sky is lit and the ground is not, I'm going to go to the highlights. I'm just gonna add a little bit of purple. Now, I know most people don't like very stylized photos, but I do. That's photography. You can do whatever you want. This is what I want to do. And for the darks, I'm going to give a little bit of blue. Finally, I'm going to add some sharpening. 70, 1.5, 10, 30. And let's see if we can add a little bit of luminance just to the noise. There we go. Be sure to watch my next video. I'm sure you'll pick up something new.